Episode 10. Ashfall Reach, Beyond the Boundary. The land beyond Ashfall Reach did not feel free. Elias and Mara expected relief once the pressure faded completely, but instead they found something quieter and more unsettling: familiarity. The ash thinned, the air cleared, yet the silence carried the same careful weight they had learned to recognize. They followed the sound of the bell until they reached a small roadside settlement, not fenced, not guarded, but orderly in a way that felt intentional. People moved with purpose, smiling politely, eyes avoiding depth. The bell hung above a modest hall, not tall enough to dominate the skyline, but central enough to be seen from anywhere in town. Mara stopped walking. "This is not Ashfall Reach," she said. "But it is not untouched." Inside the hall, a gathering was already underway. No devices. No towers. Just voices. A man stood at the front, speaking gently. "We choose harmony," he said. "We choose calm. We choose to let go of what divides us." Elias felt the echo of pressure. Faint but recognizable, not imposed, but reinforced through agreement. After the gathering, a woman approached them quietly. "You are not aligned," she said, not accusingly, but observantly. "No," Elias replied. She nodded. "Good," she said. "Then you are still listening." Her name was Ruth. She led them to a small group that met after dark, people who questioned gently, who prayed without scripts, who remembered without permission. "We have seen this before," Ruth said. "Different names. Same shape." She gestured toward the hall. "It spreads when fear organizes itself," she continued. "When peace becomes the highest good, truth becomes expendable." Elias felt the weight of recognition settle in his chest. "This is bigger than one place," he said. Ruth smiled faintly. "Yes," she replied. "And that is why exile is dangerous for them." Mara exhaled slowly. "They thought removing you would end the fracture," she said. "They multiplied it," Ruth answered. That night, Elias spoke, not as a leader, but as a witness. He told the story of Ashfall Reach, of pressure that felt like care, of guidance that eroded choice, of peace that demanded forgetting. He spoke carefully, precisely, refusing exaggeration. People listened. Not all agreed. But some remembered. When Elias finished, no pressure followed. Only silence. Then prayer. As they prepared to leave at dawn, Ruth handed Elias a small notebook. "Write," she said. "Memory resists erasure when it is shared." Elias held it carefully. For the first time since Ashfall Reach, he did not feel hunted. He felt sent. And as they walked toward the horizon, Elias understood the final truth of the corruption they had faced. It could control places. It could shape communities. But it could not survive movement. Discernment was no longer resistance. It was witness in motion. Discernment focus for this episode. When fear spreads through agreement rather than force. When peace is chosen over truth by consensus. When witness becomes movement. Closing author's reflection. When I first imagined Ashfall Reach, I thought I was telling a story about fear, survival, and strange forces in a remote settlement. But as the narrative unfolded, I realized it was never about monsters alone, or about devices, towers, or strange bells. It was about something far quieter, far more insidious. It was about the way fear persuades, the way peace can be offered at the cost of conscience, and the subtle moments when surrender feels like mercy. This story has been shaped by my love of survival horror, but it has also been guided by my commitment to discernment and truth. Every pressure, every system, every alteration you have seen in Ashfall Reach is meant to reflect a choice we face daily: to accept what feels safe, or to hold fast to what is right, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it is lonely. The corruption in this world is not fictional. It exists in countless forms in our own lives, in institutions, in communities, in moments where fear masquerades as guidance and obedience replaces conscience. The courage of the characters, their endurance, their refusal to let truth be silenced, is a call to vigilance, a reminder that discernment is not passive, but active, and often costly. As an author, I do not offer easy resolutions. There are no final victories that erase the cost of standing firm. But there is hope. Hope that memory survives, hope that witnesses multiply, hope that movement carries what static walls cannot hold. Ashfall Reach is a story of survival, yes, but it is also a story of responsibility, of accountability, and of the quiet, persistent power of truth. If you take only one thing from this series, let it be this: fear can be persuasive, safety can be deceptive, but discernment and witness can never be fully contained. Hold fast to them, even when no one else will.